There we go. Q's a little early. That's all right. Why am I just here? Where's Adam? There we
You
go.
forgot to bring me in.
All right. So we weren't going live on Rumble, so that's why I was taking a little while because I was trying to figure out why we're not live on Rumble because that's most important. But we're there now. We're live on YouTube, Rumble, X, Twitch, and Kick on a multi-stream here, and we're really streaming a lightly. We did Sunday, we did Tuesday, now we're here with Thursday. If you guys want to support us at any time, smash that like button, subscribe, share like crazy. We just got verified on Rumble, so we're a big deal now. We're
Yeah,
a big time channel.
Which I find funny how we got verified already. Which
Yeah,
that's. I think they just were like, screw it. We're getting like all our ads and stuff freaking revoked recently.
Just give it to them.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah. They sent me a list of like recommendations, like, yeah, you got to hit this and this and this to get verified. I'm like, all right, that's cool because I emailed them. And then probably 24 hours later, really, not even, they gave me verified. So I'm like, all right, here we are. So I mean, thank you, Rumble. We appreciate you. We're huge fans on Rumble. And they're doing a lot. They even they just added a way for streamers to make money. Obviously, you have to have a certain amount of streamers or viewers rather.
Yeah.
You can make like, it's small, but at least it's something for creators to make a little money. But Rumble's been doing good, and they've been doing right by Steven Crowder and all that. We're gonna get all that. There's a lot, there's a boycott Dunkin' Donuts going on, and all this other stuff.
I boycott Dunkin' Donuts all the time
because they're just.
I just don't go there.
Yeah, I haven't gone. I don't even remember the last time I went to Dunkin' Donuts. Just because, like, I have a coffee maker, so I wake up in the morning, I grab my coffee, I go. I don't really, think about it. We're gonna be covering some of that. We also got new footage from the Trump assassination. It's body cam footage, so that should be interesting. A few things about. I normally don't. I can't say I don't agree with Laura Loomer often, but I just don't. I don't. I like Laura Loomer, so I don't want to talk too much crap, but I just don't agree with her approach a lot of the time. But I think she does make a really good point that we'll go over about the Trump campaign.
I think it's okay to disagree with people. That's what I hate about like this new age of like, oh man, you disagree with me? That must mean you hate me, and you want me dead, and I'm gonna fucking salt the earth and all that. It's like you can just disagree with people. It's fine. It's like
that was like with Kyle Rittenhouse, which what's going on, Bon Donkey? Good to see you, man.
His name's fucking Bong Donkey?
Yeah, it's Bong Donkey. We just accept it here. We just allow it.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
He's cool. He's cool.
Do you ever see like a name you go, shit, I wish that would have been like my like gamer tag back in the day.
That's a good name right there. I should have wrote that down.
I should have remembered that.
Yeah, but I was saying about Kyle Rittenhouse came out and he made a comment like, "I'm gonna write Ron Paul in" or something.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Twitter or X, blew him up. Like they were just, I mean, ferocious, and it was like I said I think that's a throwaway vote to vote for somebody who's not even running and is like 95 years old. But I'm like, everybody has the right to do what they want. And there was people like on the right that I normally agree with. They're like, "Oh man, I wish Kyle Rittenhouse got convicted and thrown it." I'm like, "All right, guys, let's chill. Let's not go that far."
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. I'm just like, you can just have a conversation with them and be like, "Hey, you realize you're just basically throwing your vote away at this point, right?" Like, because he's not even running.
Yeah,
you will literally be like one of the only write-ins, and the worst part is, even if you like through the miracle of Jesus, like, 8 million other people at the same time were like, I'm also going to write in him.
yeah.
The dude wouldn't take the job. He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah. So, I'm like, look, make the case for that it's a wasted vote, but at the end, he's going to do what he wants. But I'm like saying, like, you want to throw him in, because there's some big accounts that, we don't want to use the term grifter, but they are, a little slimy in some cases. And they're like, "Oh, I wish you were rotten and I'm like, guys, come on. Do we got to go that far? Like the case was important.
We have to be super spiteful every second of the fucking day. That's what we got to do, guys.
Like Kyle Rittenhouse's case was immensely important for Second Amendment, for just the self-defense in general. Then it's good the way they rule, but yeah, just to go to the overall point, like we don't have to always be so over emotional about people we don't 100% agree with. We don't have to wish them death and all that, which we'll get into about Joe Rogan endorses a certain presidential candidate. Finally, it's probably not what it's probably what you think, I guess. Tucker Carlson is going to be doing a
Is
new
it also series. Ron Paul or whatever?
Close.
Close. All right.
Tucker Carlson is going to be doing a new series, or is it a movie? No, I think it's a series on Trump assassination.
Yeah, I think it's a series on TLC.
No, TCN, which is
TCN. That's what I meant.
He created this whole new thing. He's like, I don't need you, Fox News and all you mother. Which is funny because like Fox News got rid of them because it got rid of Tucker because he's too toxic and whatever. And now he's a #1 podcast. He got past Joe Rogan, which is crazy. But that's Tucker. We'll go over the trailer and stuff and talk about it a little bit. We might dip in. Depends how much time we have. We'll also go over the Borderlands movie. For all you boomers out there, it's a video game, a very popular video game, which me and Adam started playing. It kind of didn't. Well, kind of like you were like a really high level, and I was not, so I was kind of mooching off you.
Yes.
But but it's a good series, and we
only played the third one together.
Yeah, we only played the third.
The third one was definitely the weakest out of all of them.
But that's what I only played a few hours of it, but that's what I hear. Like for people who finished it, like it's the weakest. But they made a movie, and it's not doing so good at all.
Well, I could have told you that it has. Like, did you see the cast? Come on.
It's horrible casting.
The cast is terrible.
Yeah, I was looking at it, I'm like, they did not do this. Tell me this is a parody, but they just picked the worst people, and I feel like not to be, all ageism and what, but I think the cast is way too old. Like for people playing certain characters, like once you play the game and then you see like who's playing what character from the game, you're like, that person's way too old to be playing that character. But it started out abysmal, and the CEO responds. So we'll get into that a little bit. So we got a couple things to go over. We actually, this will probably be quick. So let's just go over the Tucker Carlson thing.
Yeah, let's do
that. That'll be a quick one. Making a new series. We're gonna go over the trailer. It's like talking to a brick wall. No, I agree. Toxic games.
No, actually, a brick wall would be preferable because at least the brick wall doesn't talk back.
Yeah. No, I've gotten to the point where like there's a reason I have 7 hard strikes on my YouTube channel. I have about 8 warnings on Instagram. I've been banned from Twitter. I thought was permanently until Elon bought it and then reinstated my account. There's a reason, because I would always go right back at everybody. I did not have any. I did not care. I would always reply to people, but after a while, it's just like, what's the point? There's no combination of words I could say to some of these people and make them change their mind or make them see reason. It's a waste of my time. So I just end up just muting them or blocking them. I'm like, it depends. Like, they always say reach across the aisle, and yes, there's certain people you can reach across the aisle and have that conversation, but it's rare nowadays, and you'll know those people when you see them.
It's definitely not everybody. Let's be honest.
Like, yeah, and when you see certain people that you know you're not going to break through, it's just like why waste your time? Troll them a little bit, have your fun, but I move on. I never blocked people before, but now I'm just like block, mute, whatever. It's not worth my time.
I still don't, just because like it's whatever. Like, who cares if they're gonna say something? You just ignore them at that point. But
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's how most probably see it. But the only way you can get not warned on Instagram is if you literally put in a sentence, "I will sue the fuck out of you all if you take this down." I don't know if I would taunt them like that. They might. They might go after you for taunting. But appreciate
Instagram is like the wild west right now. I feel like nobody's actually moderating that social media site.
That might be true. I stopped posting on there once I've been throttled and banned. So
do you know how many people I've watched die on Instagram? I'm like, oh dude, what the heck is this? I was like,
I've seen. It's like I saw like comments. I'm like, am I about to watch somebody die again today on Instagram?
Yeah, it's great. That used to only be on like r/watch people die and 4chan and stuff like that, or like the I forgot what the name of that one site is. That's like all the basically found footage crap that they just post on, and it's just like normally like workplace accidents and shit like that.
Yeah. I've commented up on Tom McDonald's video. You talk about guns or have gun memes. Some girl shaking her fucking naked ass on it. Oh yeah, they will. They don't. Well, they make money off the thoughts. They're not going to ban them. They always get commission off everything they make. So
yeah, they do make a lot of money off of chicks being whores.
Well, they say like, oh, why doesn't Twitch ban this person for showing her tits and that person, but they ban this person? I'm like, because they make money off it. Obviously, they take a huge chunk of that commission. It's how many times did Amaranth accidentally flash her tits or some other part? And
before she just became a actual OnlyFans.
Yeah,
person.
They're not gonna ban her. She makes too much money.
And then I always loved it too. It was always like oh no, I'm not gonna do any porn or anything, guys. I'm not gonna. And then OnlyFans.
Until they see the paycheck, then they're like, oh shit. And there's some girls on there. I mean, it's rare. It's not like you can just flash your breasts and make tons of money, but there's some girls on there that make crazy freaking money. It's insane. It's like, look, I can't necessarily blame them. If I had it, I might do it. I don't know. But let's
start your own OnlyFans. Do it.
Yeah,
we'll see how much we make.
There might be an audience. I don't know. But all right, let's steer away from tits and whatever else they're showing, and we'll go to Tucker Carlson. His new trailer. It looks pretty dope from the small clip I saw, but we'll go for the whole trailer here.
So we're standing exactly in the path where the president will walk out to the crowd about an hour from now, and there's a malfunction with the flag.
Oh no. Oh my God.
The hood's rocking with Trump. Trump's definitely got the black vote back. Making America great again. Donald Trump is the boss. And when you think you're in control, Donald Trump does something that says you're not in control. You think Biden could do this? I don't think so.
What is the campaign specifically doing differently now?
If there's one word to describe it, it's just execution.
He's going to execute people. Oh my God.
He said execute.
Biden's just taken the stage of the debate.
The standard is not, are you able to stand up for 90 minutes?
I can't even understand him right now.
Appreciate it, Cancel. Thanks for stopping by,
Trump
bro.
is like riding a great racehorse, right? You put the blinders on, you guide him into the corners, and you let him run.
Look at how many people are showing up for a rally. Everyone, please, just
That
make
guy's
sure you're
ready.
ready in 30
What?
seconds.
No, I was told nobody shows up for the rally.
That's what I was told.
The president's been shot. I repeat, the president's been shot.
Yo, the amount of balloons
Series,
we
okay.
waste at like conventions is absurd.
Wait, the what? What's that
The
again?
amount of balloons we waste at conventions.
Did you ever see the Hillary Clinton video when she
Yes.
with the oh man, that video's awesome. But yeah, so it is a series. I stand corrected. I said movie at first. That's
Yeah, I
pretty
kind of figured it was a series. They're
Yeah.
they're doing everything in series now. That's why I
Yeah.
like that. The one that was about the Nickelodeon them touching kids. That was a series.
Oh yeah, I forget what it was called, but
Quiet on Set.
Quiet on Set. There you go. Yeah, I never seen it, but I heard it's pretty good.
Highly recommend. By the way,
Yeah.
that was actually a pretty well done one.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they actually called out the pedophiles for once.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, he's Dan Snyder, I think it is trying to sue them now because he's like, you guys made me look bad in that documentary or something.
No shit.
You made yourself look bad.
What do you mean we made you look bad?
Compare the
How about you,
energy.
how about you stop making
telling
kids do sexual things and then we can I don't know, maybe not make you look bad.
Yeah, try that first.
Yeah, let's take this back a notch here and maybe not do the shit you did.
Yeah,
And you know what the thing was too is like you made me look bad. Hell, because he was so good at covering up stuff, they didn't even get all of like the juicy details about him. It was actually about like the people he hired and people he worked under were the ones that it was mainly about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when you watch it, like I'm not gonna spoil it for you because I think you should just watch it.
Yeah, I'll have to get around to it for sure.
Because like we should definitely talk about that one day because like it is absurd how much pedophilic stuff just like people just get away with. It's
yeah,
absurd.
especially in Hollywood, you know.
Yes.
But the Harris events are miserable people being miserable. Oh yeah, if you look at the Harris events, there's a lot of anger. There's no American flags. People were pointing out, which I noticed right away. There's not a lot of happiness going on there. Possible green. I don't know.
There is. It's just at the concert before the rally, and then everybody who just showed up for the concert leaves, and then that's why everybody's miserable.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, the concert's over. This sucks.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we're here for.
I thought I was gonna see more of Megan the Stallion's ass and tits,
and now
she's gone.
Yeah, and it's like they always have to entice people with some kind of free concert or whatever. They had a rally.
That's like the standard right now. It's like all these and that's something that unfortunately like Trump doesn't have going for him. Like all the like popular artists are not gonna do things for him. Like I think he had Kid Rock. Like
he's got a weird, like a lot of oddballs you would never expect. Like Kid Rock supports Trump. Okay, Mike Tyson. Here's Kanye West, and it's like, well, all right, we got a band of I don't want to say misfits because I do like some of them, but
no, that's definitely misfits. Mike Tyson is a misfit. He just is
awesome,
a misfit. You're like, I'm not gonna tell him he's a misfit because he could hurt me.
I won't say misfit. It's like when he there's a clip going around of him on a podcast, and they're like pushing him, like, who are you gonna support? Who are you gonna support? And he's like, I don't want to talk about it. And he's like, I'm gonna support Trump. He's like, so what? What are you gonna do about it? And he's like, I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm like,
they're like, if you want to make this smooth over, I will also support Trump.
Yeah, to make this easier.
If you want, I will also vote for Trump if you do not hurt me.
Matt Walsh is doing a new movie, doing a new movie / series. Oh, is he? Oh yeah, about the race, Am I a Racist? I think it's called. Which I think is actually going to theaters. I don't know how many theaters, but yeah.
Fact check, true. He is a racist. I know it because I saw.
You know it.
I just know it in my heart of hearts.
I'm not the
I
biggest
don't
fan
need
of that
evidence. I just have to know that I know he's a racist.
That's all you need, just the emotion. What's going on, Robert? How you doing?
Wasp must be really disappointed when about Megan Thee Stallion doesn't produce horse semen. Yo, that's the best. That is the best.
Did you hear about the story?
Well, so it's I guess it was in response to the whole like what the fuck Vance fucking a couch or something like that made up story. So like we just like made up one that's funnier.
Yeah.
And it's like way better. It's like a way better made up story.
Yeah, people are trying to claim it's real. I don't know. I have to fact check it first, but I mean,
it's definitely not real. But like, but the thing is though, we're not gonna. Well, I just admitted that I know it's not real, but on X, I'm not going to.
Yeah, get community noted, but.
It will definitely get community noted.
He's enough of a coward and a weirdo that I don't think you really need to make up anything. I mean, he abandoned his platoon, which is worse than anything he could possibly do. He's a fake. He's a liar, and I'm glad there's a lot of Marines and stuff speaking out. Like even some from his the people he's supposed to be looking after were speaking out. One of the people that was in his platoon died, and the mother's speaking out now. So I'm glad they're calling him out. Apparently, the Harris website.
He definitely needs to be called out for it. Like,
oh yeah,
that's some bullshit.
Yeah, and the Harris website's like trying to erase it now. They're trying to like delete like everything you said about it, but we keep receipts.
It also got found out. I guess he got a DUI or something, which I don't think is important. I don't know why people focus on stupid. Like, yeah, he got a DUI. Okay.
Yeah, it was like 30 years ago he got a DUI. From what I heard, then after that he decided to get sober and all this stuff. But it was like I don't
like that's the wrong thing to focus on.
Yeah,
it's like everybody makes a mistake every now and then, and I will admit, like obviously drunk driving, don't do it. People,
it's bad. Yeah.
Here, here's a PSA. All right, don't drink and drive. Like I realize we all like laugh about it and whatnot, but don't be so fucking drunk you're gonna like crash into a family of 5. Which I don't know what they're doing out at 11 o'clock, but there is a lot of families out at like 12 o'clock just getting hit by drunk drivers. I don't know what this is a pandemic of just families. So it's a pandemic of like drunk drivers. And then families out after 11. I don't know what they're still doing out after 11, but whatever. Doesn't matter. They're killing them.
But it's like all right, 30 years ago he was drinking and driving. I don't like unless he's still doing it, then it's a story. But it's like I can't be a hypocrite. I say like, all right, you guys are reaching with you're talking about something Trump did 20, 30 years ago, and then I don't do it for this guy too. I got to at least be consistent when I say that. But it doesn't matter. There's plenty of this guy's a psycho. He's a super far left progressive. The putting tampons in the boys' bathroom is a real thing that he did.
Yes.
He's signing off on these transgender bills where the teenagers don't have to get parents' consent to get surgery done. He's psycho enough that we can just talk about the facts and talk about what he's doing.
Well, and also too, you like look at and I know someone's going to be like, well, why are you pushing if you're not going to, if you say, don't focus on that, like the drunk driving and all that, why are you pushing the horse semen thing? That's because that's fair game. All right. He in a rally, and maybe he doesn't realize it's a fake story yet. But he
might be retarded. I don't know.
Yeah, at the rally, he's like, oh, if he could only get off his couch to come debate me. And like, it was an obvious slight.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he doesn't realize like that's a fake story yet. But like, so if he wants to go that low road, horse semen's on the table, guys.
Yeah, it's
I'm
on
just
the table.
saying.
Hey, eye for an eye.
Not for long because he's gonna chug it, but it's on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, eye for an eye. I'm all for that. Hey, they and like I said, that like the YouTubers, the memers, whatever, we'll take care of that side of it. Team Trump, focus on the policies. Trump did very well in his press conference, which we're going to go over. I thought it was like the old days. It was like old Trump just combating with the left wing news, and it was great. He had some great responses to things. We'll go over some responses. Real quick, just before, because we talked about Harris's crowd size. This is a real short video. This is when she doesn't bribe people with a free concert. This is today.
On one side, we got the Harris Wallstein.
About 20 people.
Kamala Harris is one of us. Governor Tim Walz is one of us. You know, they're working class people. They have working class roots. They know struggle.
No, they don't.
They know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck.
When have they? Okay,
Walz might be one that might, but definitely not fucking Harris. She was fucking Montel Williams back in the day.
P. Diddy parties and all that, man. She's like, what are you talking?
Bullshit with her. I think her dinners were just cocktail parties.
Emphasis on the cock.
Me.
Yeah, she.
Like, there's no way in hell she is one of us.
Yeah, hard. That's why I don't get about like unions and stuff when they endorse people like Joe Biden and stuff. Joe Biden, what they call him, Old Pale Joe or whatever, Lunch Pail Joe.
They're like, he's one of us. He's been suckling at the government's teat for longer than I've been alive.
Yeah, it's like the first thing, other than being a lifeguard, where he, had the creepy story about rubbing kids' legs and whatever in corn pop. Other than doing that, he's been in government his entire life for over 50 years. It's insane. And they're like, oh, he's a working class. No, he's not. There's nothing working class about him, but they buy into it. And that was funny because I was just showing you for the crowd. I didn't realize he made that comment. That was a stupid comment. Did you happen to see Rob Nord debate with Destiny last night? Oh yeah, I did see that clip. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. Shit. I love watching Destiny freak out about stuff.
Yeah, we can play that. We can play that later. Yeah, he's
How long did he last?
I didn't watch the whole debate. I just saw the ending clip where Destiny rage quit. But it was a stupid reason. He thinks
let me guess. He claimed victory. It was like, oh, he didn't know what he was talking about. I got him. Yeah, well, you fucking left early, so.
Well, he's claiming that January 6th was an insurrection because some random judge from Who's Whatville said it is an insurrection. But nobody has been charged with an insurrection. And why aren't they being charged with that? Because they know they can't legally get away with it. Because not by definition, it'd be the first ever unarmed insurrection in the history of the world.
Well, and also, if you think a bunch of people marching around the Capitol is an does he not realize that you can't physically have an insurrection anymore?
Yeah, you really can't. It's like they break in
everything. Yeah, you break in and
it's digital, you dumbasses. Like what?
Yeah, it's fucking empty. They can't fucking take the house because the house is already on Zoom calls and shit.
They were in they got into the chamber, and what happened? Nothing. The cop said, "Hey, get out of here." All right, see ya. That was the extent.
Yeah, the chambers were empty, and I love when people were like, "Oh my god, what if people would have been there?" They weren't.
You think they were going to kill them, stab them? They weren't going to do anything. They had no weapons. It's like, well, what they would have? I don't know. They would have shouted at them and berated them.
Well, and that's why they could get into Speaker Pelosi's office because she wasn't fucking there.
Yeah,
that's why they took all those pictures. And I love it too when AOC was doing her whole shtick of I almost died.
Yeah, and she wasn't even in the same building that day.
No, you didn't. You were and that's what I mean by how are they going to have an insurrection with half of the people were way off in another fucking building. The other half weren't even there. Most of them were at their home state, for fuck's sake. There was no insurrection.
Ted Cruz almost murdered AOC. That almost happened.
And the other thing too is the only one that might have been in danger was fucking Mike Pence for the most part, because he's the one that had to read the votes off or whatever.
Yeah, every vice president usually does it. But it was an unarmed insurrection. And it's funny because, like, yeah, there was a handful of people that got out of hand, and we don't even know how many of them were feds. We know some of them were, left wing rioters or agitators, as they call
Dude,
them.
I'm at the point where like I'm just gonna assume that at least 10% are feds.
Yeah, at least 10%.
Because
number.
like if the Gretchen Whitmer like kidnapping plot was
Dude,
more than
yeah.
50% feds, like I'm okay with just guesstimating about 10% feds at these events.
Yeah, it's not that hard to believe. And the thing was, like, a lot of the people on January 6th just went in there to use the bathroom. Like, I think it was Tim Pool posted the security cam video, and you can see them. They're all standing in line using the bathroom, and then they leave. That is all they did. And now they're serving, like, at minimum 5 years in prison, some of them way more.
Ugh.
And it's all because of the stupid thing that George Bush signed into law, which is disrupting an official proceeding. Thanks, George Bush, and that's what they're getting them all on right now.
I'm not gonna lie, I was never a George Bush fan. Like,
yeah, I was just because I wasn't really into politics back then. I was just like,
well, neither. I don't think either of us were. It's just my mom is also not one of these, like, and that's the thing that I think is at least more sympathetic about like the Republican Party is like a lot of them are not like like these blue dog Democrats, like vote blue no matter who. Like my mom was never like that ever. And I remember too, there was one time where now this was a local level thing. She was voting for our town mayor for
I hate our town mayor,
but anyways, like it was between the old one, which was she was a Democrat, and she had been the mayor for a while. And I remember like my aunt worked for the whatever, the municipality or whatever, the she worked at the building.
Yeah.
And anyways, like, so if this new guy got in, my mom basically, because like she talked with the guy like on her doorstep and was like, if you do this, are you going to swap out all of the workers there? Like wipe everyone out basically, because my aunt worked there and she was part of that administration for the most part. But like if this guy comes in, technically she could still keep her job if he decides to keep all of the old people. And like my Aunt Pat, she did a lot of good stuff for the city, and like she's obviously not a Democrat, but she understood that like the mayor was although different, and that's what I mean. Like it was so much better back then, I guess. Like maybe it was always shit, but like it felt better back then, and that's also because it was on a more local level, which is why big government sucked, small government better. Like the mayor was actually working with like the Republicans and stuff like that to actually try and make the city better. And then this guy comes in and he's like, part of this, new Republican, whatever, and probably part of like how, the rhinos today are, part of this, like, tied in with the freaking deep state types. But anyway, so this Republican guy, mayor, was like, yeah, I promise I'll keep all of the same people. You don't worry, your sister will be fine, yada yada. Yeah, he got in and fired everybody. Got rid of like the good founding, got rid of everything. And then it was at that point that like he was also just like a one-term mayor, and like the whole thing went to shit. So like that just goes to show, like, yes, vote for who you feel is the best, but also realize like your party can just disappoint the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's why I've never been a party loyalist. It's the like you were saying earlier, vote, hashtag vote blue no matter who. I would never do that with the Republican Party. It's like I give exceptions to certain people, but it depends. My current congressman in my district, I hate so much that I'm actually thinking about voting Democrat if I can to vote him out, because I can't stand him. But I'm not loyal to the Republican Party, and I think that's a very stupid way of just going about your politics. I mean, judge the people individually. That's kind of what I do with Trump. I mean, if there was another like Mitt Romney or a George Bush running, I don't know if I'd be voting, honestly. I'd probably just stay out of it. But I feel differently about Trump. I feel like he's just different from the Republican Party. So I'm, going to give him a shot. Again, for the third time. But am I still here?
Yeah, you're still good.
Oh, my screen just went black. Hang on, guys. All right, there we go. I thought
you probably just had to shake your mouse a bit.
Yeah. All right, we're good. All right, before we go over to Rumble only, appreciate the follow, Blue Lives. I don't pay attention to Twitch too often, but appreciate that.
Interested in having a debate. I don't know about. I don't even know who you are. Sorry,
Yeah. Let's let that simmer for a bit. That's like a stranger saying, "Hey, can I come over to your house right now and play cards with you?" It's like, I don't know, dude. I'm trying to give me a kiss or something.
Not right now, but message. You can message good old Chris here, and we can work something out, maybe.
Hardcore Republican. Yeah, follow along. We're not bringing other people in right now, but follow along. We'll see what happens. You're also in the Little Boys. All right, there he goes.
Hardcore Republican who's also in the little. Yep. All right. Well, you know what? You can do whatever you want. Blue Lives Matter. Obvious troll is obvious. Thank you.
And he's probably not even just trolling, though. I think he's actually being serious.
He might be in the Little Boys.
I'm gonna call the feds right after the stream. But we're gonna head over to Rumble only now. We usually do that around 30 minutes. And give us a quick break. It is linked in the description below. If you're watching on X, which I gotta apologize, and I don't normally pay attention to X, but I do see some people watching over there. Appreciate you guys. Check my pinned tweet, or not tweet. I post or X, whatever the hell it's called now. On my profile, you'll see Rumble down there. I'm at Patriotic_Cav on everything, so it's easy to remember. We're gonna head over to Rumble only, take a quick break. And we'll see you guys over there. Thanks for everybody watching on all the other platforms. Like, subscribe, share if you guys can. Smashing that like button goes a long way. Appreciate y'all. And there we go. Rumble and the locals only. See you guys in a bit.
And let me tell you, when you have text messages, Mr. Strzok, the way you do, saying the things you did, you'd been better off coming in here and say, look, that was my bias. And you kind of get around to that a little bit when you say, hey, everybody's got political views. Those are called biases. And we all have them. And you have come in here and said, I have no bias. And you do it with a straight face. And I watched you in the private testimony you gave. And I told some of the other guys, he is really good. He's lying. He knows. We know he's lying, and he could probably pass the polygraph. It's amazing,
Mr. Chairman.
No, this is my
Mr.
time.
Chairman, I'm sorry. Point of order. This point of order.
No.
The gentleman will state his point of order.
A member of this committee just asserted that this witness, who is under oath and a former agent of the FBI, lied. There is no evidence that. I ask him to withdraw it.
I do not withdraw it. He is not a member of Congress. It's not a violation of the rule. And just as you have been expressing bias through your members about what a hero
there is not a single person on this committee who has ever characterized a witness
gentleman from Rhode Island.
Gentlemen, it's my time.
That's a disgrace.
Gentleman from Rhode Island will suspend.
No, the disgrace, what this man has done.
The gentleman from Texas will suspend for a moment.
There is the disgrace. And it won't be recaptured anytime soon because of the damage you've done to the justice system. And I've talked to FBI agents around the country. You've embarrassed them. You've embarrassed yourself. And I can't help but wonder when I see you looking there with a little smirk How many times did you look so innocent into your wife's eye and lie to her about Lisa?
Mr. Chairman, this is outrageous.
Credibility of a witness
Shame
is always
on
an issue.
Mr. Chairman, please,
Have you Mr. Chairman, this is intolerable harassment of the witness.
What's wrong with that? You need your medication.
And let me tell you, when you have text messages, Mr. Strzok, the way you do, saying the things you did, you'd been... If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this: never, ever give up. There'll be times in your life you'll want to quit, you'll want to go home. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
And I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Never got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
A new world order.
These allegations are false.
Weapons of mass destruction.
The USA Patriot.
The blueprint for large corporations.
We once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Donald Trump confirmed that he is considering a run in 2016.
Do it.
I am officially running for President of the United States.
He will never be President of the United States.
Donald Trump will never be elected President of the United States.
And people are watching these results come in.
We are going to make this decision now. Donald Trump will be the 45th President of the United States.
Does it ever seem to you that President Trump has done more than any president in modern history?
In the 10 years I've been involved in politics, I've never seen an administration hit the ground running like this.
I could spend the rest of the hour laying out the accomplishments under the Trump presidency, despite everything thrown at him.
Market just had its 12th straight record close.
Taking action to save as many kids as they can.
We were energy independent under the Trump administration.
More Americans reported being employed than ever before.
Those who have served our country in the military to get access to mental health care.
The Great American Outdoors Act is the largest single piece of legislation to support our national parks and public lands.
Created more than 7 million good-paying jobs.
Websites can be held liable in court for having sex trafficking content.
The Abraham Accords, which for any other president would have been multiple peace prizes.
America did not enter into a foreign war.
The employment rate in the U.S. fell to 3.5%.
The First Step Act eases federal sentencing for nonviolent offenders.
Increased funding for historically black colleges and universities.
Allows terminally ill patients easier access to experimental drugs.
Kept the inflation rate low.
Honored with the Bipartisan Justice Award.
Had a massive MS-13 gang problem. 3.9% is the unemployment rate. Requiring airports to provide lactation rooms for breastfeeding mothers.
Middle-class family income increased nearly $6,000.
A dramatic escalation in his crackdown on illegal immigration.
An advocate for educational choice.
Tariffs on Mexico and Canada.
An act preventing animal cruelty and torture.
Taking out Baghdadi, the head of ISIS, Soleimani, the Iranian general.
Save Our Seas Act commitment to environmental issues.
We're saying Merry Christmas again.
Community development in low-income urban and rural communities.
Help us to remember the importance of fighting off tyranny.
Pulling out of UNESCO, the World Health Organization, the Paris Climate Accords, reassessing NATO and the United Nations.
Stood up for Christianity and the Constitution more than any president in American modern history.
We are stopping the attacks on Judeo-Christian values. Do you miss me yet?